Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and the legal lockpicker sent me this Brinks house key padlock. It's kind of cool. One, it's brass, so love it already. And two, it seems to be sold as a kit that you can, if you have an SE1 Schlag style key in your house on your front door, which I hear that in the United States it's really common. Then yeah, you can key this lock to your house, which is really cool. And it says, bonus, this package contains everything you need to rekey this padlock to match your existing house key. Now, it does have a key decoder, so I guess, and it seems to be color coded to the clip pins. I'm guessing what will happen is if you take the core out of this, then, or the cylinder, then probably it'll have ports on the underside so that you can put the key in, turn it around, take the pins out, take the key back out, put a new key back in, then backfill it with these pins to a new key without having to take the security pins, I'm assuming because it's Brinks, I think, out of the Bible. So I might try an out of the pack pick on this one. So let's go. I think Brinks have spools in. Don't know if they've got any serrated driver pins. Put that to one side. Definitely taking enough off here. There we go. There's the little bits inside. It says it has instructions, so that must be inside here. Let's have a look at those. So yeah, it has tweezers here, which it doesn't contain, so it's not everything it needs. There's an old key, new key, key coding chart. Then, oh, I should have just cut the edge off there. You slide that out, you put that in, you tip the pins out, you put a new key in, yeah, and it is ported on the underside, just as we said. So interesting. I quite like the idea. Obviously, it can only work in a place, this could only be like commercially viable in a place where you have a lot of people with a particular type of key for a particular type of lock and its clones. We just don't have that really in Europe. Maybe the YE1 Yale keyway, it's still quite common, but becoming less so. But anyway, yeah, kind of cool. Right. I just want to have a look at this. It must be quite old, this, because you can see that the glue's sort of bleeding through the sticker. But it's made of brass. I kind of like that. No steps on it, but that isn't bad. I quite like it. It's kind of cute, isn't it? Little bags of pins. Just standard, but I like that little sealed bag. I might put that back in later. And something to release the core. Let's have a look. Just try and take the keys off. Come on. There we go. Open it up. We've got a sprung core. Yeah, there's the hex head. Nice. Double ball bearing mechanism. Hardened seal shackle. It's a really nice padlock, I have to say. Right, let's have a go at picking this. Might do a timed one. Might do. Let's have a go. Might as well give it a go. Let's put that there. And probably embarrass myself, but we'll give it a go. Won't start timing until I've got tension. Just want to make sure these keyways can be a little bit harder to tension than they first appear. But I'm happy with that. I might try either this 18,000th, if you can see there, I might be able to get in, see, and lift quite high. But I also might try to go in with something like a Southall Max, so I can go in sort of off this warding here. Anyway, should we have a go? I'm going to start with the 18,000th gem, see where we get to. So go. I'm not trying to rush this particularly, but that's 5. 3, 2, 4, 5. Not particularly happy with the way the tension's going, to be honest with you. I feel that it's binding it up in a way I don't like. That feels better, much nicer. So you've already lost a minute there just because I used the wrong tension. I wasn't happy with that at all. Five. Two. Four. So I can't feel anything else. 5. 2. Pin 1, I think now. Oh, and we're open. There we go. Stop. Okay, so I had to change my tension halfway through, and then it probably took me a minute once I got the tension just right. It just shows you how important the tension tool can be. And I think what was happening the first time was it was just being forced down by this little bit of warding there, which acts as a pivot point, probably on purpose actually, and it just means that this gets pushed underneath and digs down into the bottom. I thought it wasn't going to, but this way I was holding it, maybe when I went in with something a bit thicker, and it was sitting, you see the angle changes there? It was never touching the bottom, so it was just better tension. What was disappointing is I felt 0 spools at all in this lock, and I really thought from memory that Brinks had some spool pins, so either they are in there and they just didn't work. Where's the key? Looking at that though, there's a range of heights. In fact, it looks like it's got pretty much every cut on there, more or less, or at least a good range of steps, and then the highest there, so high, down, 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 down to the bottom. That's probably the maximum adjacent cut here. But if there were spools in these position 1, 2, maybe 3 and 5 in particular, I would have expected them to be active. Anyway, disappointing, but we'll give it a go. I mean, less than 2 minutes on a brand new lock. I suppose the bitting wasn't very extreme, but I'm just a bit disappointed there aren't any spools in here. That's not great. I do like this nice core though, nice chunky core. Okay, okay, I like the way that sort of works out. So, okay. I might have the wrong follower type for this. Can I undo it though? Well, that's... there is a little pin there. There is a little pin poking down. I wonder why I couldn't undo that. I felt that's really stupid. Oh, my finger's got graphite on it. They must have graphite lubed this. There we go. Have a look at my fingers. Look. There. So it's lubricated with graphite. It's kind of cool. Where's my pinning tray? I must have one lying around somewhere. Here's one. Over there, and drop pins out. A little spring. I think that I've got the wrong size follower for this, which is a pity. So I might have to just lift up my film. I keep my followers underneath where I film, which is really stupid. But I've got one, so there we go. Much better, yeah? Cool. Get the key. I'm really interested to see if there's any spools in there. Did not feel any at all. I imagine these, because all the other key pins over there are standard, there won't be anything special about these. I'm pretty sure these are all just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you could have pinned it to 6. It seems a shame that they didn't offer that as a sort of standard bitting. But this, like I said, I think that bitting there is going to be the same for every one of these locks. Probably you should absolutely always change the if you get one of these locks, you should always change the keys to your house key as soon as you get it. So, oh look, low battery. I was going to close that and put that to one side. Interesting stuff. Okay, right, now for the bit that I think we're all interested in, which is, let's put those key pins right. What are the driver pins in this? What is this big mystery here? There we go. And I reckon it's no mystery at all. It's all standards. So let's have a look. Oh, no way. Actual serrated spool. Standard. Serrated spool, not very big serrations, not like an American lock, but still. Serrated spool. They're too shallow, I think. And a serrated spool. That's really bizarre. The only thing I think of, really, is that whilst it does have these security pins, and if I look up here, look at this, look. Maximum, look. Brinks security index, maximum. So there we go, got this. I mean, really? Maximum? Really? No. But these pins, look at this. Look here. They don't look too bad, but if you know your American lock pins, the 1100 series, they're just not as deep cut on either the spool or this little serration. I mean, when I was picking it, did you notice any counter rotation? I just picked it through as if it was like standard pins. And a bitting like this, whilst not particularly challenging, those all should have been active. What do I mean by that? It means that if I pin this back up like this, on most of these cuts, apart from maybe position 4, enough of the driver pin should be, oh, that caught it, enough of the driver pin should be there you go, that the spool should be active. See, it wobbles in the chamber, so it should be able to lean and make a full set. Same in any of these positions, actually. There, it would have been active. There, active. But do you know what? Even position 4. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. It's really bizarre. Just not very effective pins. Anyway, that's the Brinks house key padlock. I mean, it's a brilliant lock in many ways. You know, the build quality seems brilliant. I like the idea of it. I like the fact it comes with its own little kit. It looks fantastic. But yeah, this one just didn't really pick great, did it? Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you have a comment, leave a comment. I read them all, reply to as many as I can. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. And I'll see you all next time.